we're zoomed in a bit, aren't we? Right, okay, that was probably because of the lizard. So, what we have here is we have a residential area. Quite well preserved. It dates back to the late antiquity, the late classical period. So that would be like Roman, stuff like that. But it still preserves a Hellenistic edge. You can see from like that there, that's very Hellenistic. And also you have like the columns that are still about and things like that. What is interesting though is there are two Roman baths. There's a small one here. This one is much better preserved. And there's one just over there behind the Agora, just south of it, which we're going to get to in a minute. But yeah, it's very nice here. God, you can see why they liked it here. So, yes, these were all living quarters for people, and they would have had. So this would have been like one person's living quarters, and then over there, as you can see, I think would be an atrium, and every so often they'd have these, and that would be like a communal kind of garden area, I think, where, well, maybe not communal, maybe for the poorer people, maybe, but that would have been where the master of the house would perform symposia for his guests. Here we have two restored Doric columns. Very nice, very, very nice. It's a shame that things don't survive long enough for. But I just don't like the metal around them. I really don't. But if the metal wasn't there, they'd be down. So it's better that they're up. They are beautiful, though. I want my house to have like nice columns. But I think I'm more of an Ionian column girl. I know, typical. Yeah. So this is where people would live, eat, drink, shit, fuck, have kids, grow old, die. It's kind of sad, really, that this was once someone's whole world, someone's home, someone's everything, and now it's nothing. It's great for people like me who want to see what it was, but I don't know, there's something quite sad about the fact that it's not like a haunted place, is it? But they're the same, really. Like an abandoned house is the same as this, but I don't know, with the extra time, like, and also, I know I'm rambling, but that's what you come here for. One abandoned house isn't the same as a whole city that's just deserted, dead, gone. God, if I ever go to South America, I'm going to have an awful time. Yeah, look at these. So this would have been someone's whole world, their whole place. So would this, and now it's gone. No one. This whole place would have been. Many people would have just lived and died here, but no. Okay. So, this is the Agora Square. We'll get back down to there. So somewhere, one of these is supposed to be an old Roman bath. Can I tell? No. It says it's just south of the Agora. Maybe this isn't it. Maybe it's just up there. Yeah, I'll come back to you. Sorry for getting a bit low. The Agora. This is the bath. This is what would have been the larger Roman baths. But this one is less well preserved than the small one, which is still just down there. But yeah. Yeah. And then we just have more residential stuff up here. I'm going to see if I can look at those columns close up. That would be nice, wouldn't it? Ooh. Get to them. There's a... I'm not... Maybe if I was on my own I'd jump, but Yeah, I got you guys, so there's no point. But you can see these ones here, they've been supported with metal, but these ones, you can see how much they're gone, and these ones are unrestored. They're still nice to look at. It's just a shame, isn't it? It's just a shame that things age. Oh well. It is what it is. Now, I'm going to go... Fucking hell, those steps, man. Right. I'm going to go down there. And then I'm going to see if I can find the temple to Apollo after that. Because I'm told... There is one here, I'm told. Right, okay, so this here was a sanctuary to the gods and heroes sacred to Camiros. So you can imagine that when it stood, that there was a large... You can see inscriptions there. I don't know if you can. I can. I've got eyes. Yeah, you can just about see them. But I don't, read ancient Greek. So yeah, so you can imagine that on this, on these altars, you would see statues and icons of people important to here, like maybe Apollo, Athena, perhaps Heracles or Perseus, Bellerophon. I don't know who was important to them, and the information I've been given does not say. It just says that they are heroes. So it's mostly guesswork. If someone in the comments is a bit more of knows a lot more about Camiros than I do, then they can let me know. Semicircular exedra. What's an exedra? What is an exedra? I'm gonna have to Google that. I don't have 4G, so yes, this is a semicircular exedra. Don't know what it is. It doesn't say on my thing, so who knows? Yeah. So this whole complex near the Agora, I think that's the Agora. I keep calling that the Agora. There's a sign there. I'm going to get to it. It's going to be like, this isn't the Agora. This is the temple that would have been dedicated to what they think would be Apollo. And it's quite big, especially compared to the one to Athena that's just up in the Acropolis. This is in the Agora district as well. So, as you can see, it's a Doric temple, and these are much larger columns, Doric columns, than the previous ones were that we've seen. So yeah, here's where people would have come and prayed to whichever god it was dedicated to, assumedly Apollo. This is the Doric fountain, as I guessed earlier. With first of all, it's fed by the Stoa, which we saw at the Acropolis at the top. But also, these columns are interesting because they're actually half columns, half Doric columns. I'm going to get yelled at because I keep touching things. And you can see, on the inside there, you can see an inscription of some sort or another. But yes, these are half Doric columns, and they were probably set against, oh, look at that. Whoa. Holy hell. That's nice. That is nice. Anyway, they were probably maybe set against a wall, or perhaps something else, because I feel like they would have had full columns if it wasn't set against anything. But fucking hell, look at that. Whoa. Yes, so the thing that I have been pointing to, I've been using this whole thing, assumedly, as one square. But mainly this one, I've been thinking this was the Agora. No, this is actually the fountain square. So, a fountain would have stood here, I think, maybe. This one, I don't know what this would have been fed by. It doesn't say by the Stoa. The other one told me that it was fed by the Stoa. Or maybe here. What is this? I'm unsure. I'm unsure. There's something here. I didn't study ancient history. I did philosophy, although I do have an interest. So yeah, this would have been a fountain where people could have got clean water. Maybe it too is fed by the Stoa. There's grasshoppers everywhere, and this is just the agora. Not all of that. Not all what we've just seen. This is the agora. I'm 99% sure that this here was the agora. So this is where people would have come, socialised, maybe done a bit of trade. I'll find out more from hopefully this sign. Yes, this was formed by once the Dorians came and took it over in the early first millennium BC. Obviously in the 6th century the temple was remade into one for Athena by the new Dorian settlers, and this was then all made in a Hellenistic style, Dorian Hellenistic obviously. So yeah, this is the agora. This is where, you know, people would come and meet and maybe go to temple. Well, to the temple, not to that makes it sound like it's Jewish, but it's not. To the temple and pray, to the sanctuary, where all 12 gods, as I've just learned, would have stood, as well as local heroes and Helios as well, the patron of the Rhodian state. Now, interesting about the Rhodian state, obviously this was formed in the 6th century BC, so 500s. Well, this was formed just after then, just before then, sorry, obviously, with, you know, but so let's say this was taken over maybe 8th or 7th century BC, and then the temple was repurposed in the 6th century. In the 5th century, in the year 411 BC, the 3 main cities on the island, Camiros, which we're in now, Lindos, which we went to a few weeks ago, and also Ialissos, is that how it's pronounced? I'm not entirely sure. I'm going to go with Ialissos. Yes. Obviously they came and took over, Ialissos from the Mycenaeans that were living here. But then in 411 they came together and formed one state after peaceful coexistence, and that was the Rhodian state, with its capital in Rhodes Town, which we went to in our first travel video.